What up? What up? What up? What up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Now, Wack 100. What is going on? Wack 100 has been crashing out on virtually almost everybody, and it's getting annoying listening to this guy plead for his case of him not being a Rizat. It's getting annoying because Wack 100 is not allowing other people to state their case. He is going to a high pitch mode, like a big fat woman, high pitch mode, and constantly over talking those who are coming with valid points, poking holes through his soliloquy. Okay, so we have New York City goons going at Wack right now. Why? Listen, I'm from New York City. We are not feeling that. We're not feeling that on no. We're not feeling the way people have been moving. We don't like it. We don't like it. We don't have no big time OGs, so-called big time, so-called OGs, so-called super connected with the hip hop and the streets, getting on podcasts, talking about other people artists, talking about other people dealings behind the scenes, talking about who got caught this body, who caught that body. Who does that? Only a Rizat like Wizat. All right. Now I'm going to play this clip and I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Wack 100 constantly over talking this gentleman. All right.
Happened. I'm like, bro, one thing about our son Campbell, when it's on with you, he ain't doing no retracting right now, bro. He go, it's on. That's him. Call him what you want to call him. We all know the nigga character, bro. So that's why I said, Chuck, I wouldn't, nah, bro, because he been tripping. Ain't no way he retracting in the last couple weeks. Here he, oh no, I know.
Hey, Wack, he go another bozo. This nigga's
Niggas be weird, bro. And then I kept it real. Bro, he's the nigga on this YouTube shit. Dude
watch
can't
this.
run.
Soon as he come up here hollering, I'm gonna kick your ass, nigga.
Hey, yo, Wack, I'm just trying to figure out how come you just, you retracting, bro. Like, it was a lot you were saying over the past couple years. Now you trying to change it
Retracting
up.
what? What am I retracting?
Man, that whole situation with Big U, bro. Like,
I'm
that was,
retracting what situation?
man, a lot, bro. 17 years of
No,
telling
stop,
10 toes
stop,
at one
stop,
time.
stop, stop. This what you're not
Mr.
gonna
West
do. You
Coast, you
said
know
I'm
everything, right?
retracting.
Yeah.
Tell me what I retracted.
Yeah.
Tell me what I retracted.
So hold on, I got you. So, in the beginning, you was a part of certain things. One thing about me, I'm not, going to
A
give
part
people
of what
indictment.
things?
Bro, you said you knew everything moving.
Another thing, Wack talks to everybody as if they are teenagers. He talks to almost everybody like they are 15 and under. You talking to grown men, bro. Grown men. What do you stop. What do you mean? Bro, if somebody was around, you said that in front of them the way you're talking, I know you would get your teeth pulled straight out your mouth. If you were around real ones, I know you're not around real ones talking like that. So I understand how you could get on Clubhouse and talk your bold statements all on the phone, all online, all on your computer and tablet. But I know you won't do that in front of people. You folded up in front of big homie CC, Wack 100. You folded. You folded like a damn cheap tent. Folded. You got in front of big homie CC. You and that loud ass mouth loose cannon who won't stab a steak got in front of big homie CC and folded. Man, y'all don't believe none of you.
moving
I
on the
don't
West
believe you.
Coast. You was sitting
That's
next to
a
the
fact.
who's who.
I don't
You
believe
was,
you.
That's a fact.
hold
We
up, hold
all
up. You was
know.
connecting people, right? You was
That's
connecting
a
people.
fact. I
Okay.
Now
want
let's
to
listen
connect.
to this brother right here in New York get at Wack 100, right? He's gonna come with some valid facts. Why is this Bozido always constantly talking over a man? You know what I'm saying? Listen. When men are debating with a female, that's more than likely. A lot of times, the female is the one who does that. Talks overly loud over the male. You know that's normally a woman's trait, man. We're not getting super high and loud. I mean, we will, but I mean, if you're making total, absolutely like just dumb sense, yeah, we can go and take it up a notch on you and go berserk on you. But if you give the other party a chance to make a point, that's all I'm saying. Let's go, because it seemed like every time Wack gets around somebody and they make a good point, I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Wack like attempts to drown out that question, and it's like he almost don't even answer the question. He just nah, I'm hanging up. Oh, nah, I'm hanging up. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, step to your business, New York. Step to your business. I'm tired of these niggas coming online acting like they are. Man, step to your business, New York. You crazy? Get the freak out of my face. We don't roll like this. Let's go.
Connection.
Now look, now you telling me that once you walked away, you didn't know nothing about nothing. It was just, hold up, I didn't know who this guy was. All of a sudden,
What
right?
guy?
Remember that?
Wait. So first of all, slow down, bro.
So Wack, you
Do
didn't
you
say
know?
that you
Wait,
didn't know
slow
who
down, bro.
that
We
Big
gonna
U
have the
was?
convo.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do the paperwork say from 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20? No. It says from 2021 to March of 2025.
Right. Now you're hearing that, right? Now watch how the New York homie break it down. All right? Watch how the New York homie break it down. Okay. Okay, Wack. So your paperwork seems different. You are not in that particular paperwork. Okay, well, we want to see why. Let's break it down.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash
Back
from
over
using
here
this
making
app
me
on
want
my
to
phone.
jump through the
And
damn
I
screen
don't
on
know if
them
you
now,
can
man. I'm
see
tired
this,
of these
but
dudes,
it's
bro.
called the
They're
face.
fakers, bro. Once I found out they faking for nah, they fake.
Right?
Nah,
I
bro.
stopped fucking with dude. And I'm reading the paperwork. And it looked to me like I get it. He went
Wack,
back to what he knew.
Wack. On Pyro, come on, bro. That's always you. You
Bro,
said that you know
I don't think
everything.
you
People touch.
understand. Listen
Hold
to
up, real
me.
quick. Because the
Listen to me.
paperwork
Nipsey,
said that
listen,
you
you
was a
think
victim.
Nipsey got, hey,
So
did
how come the
Johnny
feds
Shipes
didn't
ever
highlight
say
you?
he was pressured? Hold on,
Just
bro.
a quick question.
Johnny Shipes ever say he was pressured? Did Steve Lobel say he was pressured? No, these are the people
Because they
we
can't touch a
align
Steve
niggas with.
Lobel. Steve Lobel was too tapped in. You already know.
Huh?
Ain't nobody doing nothing to Steve Lobel.
It's
You
too
know that.
bullshit. We protect Steve, bro. Some real shit.
Hold up,
Niggas
hold
done
up, hold
did shit
up.
to
We
Steve.
had an
The
umbrella.
homie
Hold up,
slapped
hold
the
up,
shit
hold
out
up,
of
hold
Steve.
up,
We
hold
had
up,
to
hold
go
up, hold
mediate
up,
that.
hold up. And there was some guys in Brooklyn that also stepped up and took care of certain things. He
No,
got a
no,
nice
no. Ain't no
umbrella.
Brooklyn
He
taking
got a
care of
nice
nothing in
umbrella.
Inglewood.
But look, let's get
The
to this real
homie
quick.
slapped the
No,
shit
slow
out of
down.
Steve at the
I heard you
motherfucking,
say
at
something
the
that made
Rush
sense the other day,
goddamn
Wack.
concert, and
Hold
we
up,
had to go put that
I got you.
fire out, bro.
You painted a picture with Bricks Baby on how Bricks Baby, you know what I mean, wasn't an informant. I like how you did that. Because it was,
Wait. When
hold up,
daddy,
hold up.
wait.
Because it was
Slow
similar
down.
to you. Everything you said
Slow
about Bricks
down,
Baby was
bro.
similar to
Hey,
you.
bro, Chuck, where's these niggas getting their info? I ain't never said Brick wasn't working. I said Brick is not in the RICO because he's a victim getting pressed. It's in the
Right there,
That's
what I
paperwork.
what you
wanted you to
said.
say. Hold up. That's what I wanted you to say. No, hold up. That's the same thing with
That
you,
ain't got
Wack.
nothing to do with
Hold
the
up, Wack.
case
Hold
he
up,
got
Wack.
caught with
Wack, get him.
21 months ago
Get him.
and wasn't going to court. Now,
Get him.
that's some
Okay,
other
look,
shit.
Wack. You see what you just said? Because he was a victim.
Get him,
That's
New
the
York.
same thing with you.
Motherfucking
You
city
was a
slim. I
victim.
think you getting the motherfucking. You think? Oh man, you think you getting that stuff past us? Let's go.
That's why you're not listed the way that people
What
want
you
you to be
talking about?
listed.
I was a victim. What you
Hold
talking about?
up. So look,
And bro, did you
the
read
main
the
guy.
paperwork?
Yes, and let me tell you what it said. It
Okay,
said a
nigga, it
rival
says it
to
in
Big U.
there that
It
they
said a
told
rival to
him
Big U.
he had to
Right?
go drop
If you're a
off the money
rival,
he stole.
okay. If you're a rival,
That's
right?
a victim.
And the
If I go
and
rob
the
a nigga
feds
over
got a
here, right, Chuck?
conversation with Big U
If I
saying that
go
he want
rob,
things to happen
Right.
to you, right? Why wouldn't the feds step to you, bro? They step.
Wack is in trouble, y'all. Let me tell you. He's going super hard as if he's arguing and debating about somebody else's case. Wack is debating and arguing about his case. Wack is attempting to save face, bro. His career is over as we know it. You see what happened? Just happened to Mav Hoffa. You saw what just happened. Mav Hoffa is being kicked out of, and it's not Mav Hoffa. We're not going to just blame that on your building, just because you're being kicked out of your building. You are not able to pay a certain utility bill that came in. We're not blaming it on that, on just that. Talk about your viewers. Talk about your views. All right. Talk about your views. Your views have went very, very, very down, very close to the ground, and you haven't been shadow banned. I've been shadow banned, bro. But we came out of it. Hopefully, we climbing out of that. Know what I'm saying? But nah, bro. Nah, Wack. Nah.
Stepped to so many people. They stepped to 6ix9ine when they heard certain things. They even stepped to your man Sammy the Bull.
Another thing. This guy surrounds himself. He's a red dad. My mind's made up now. Seriously, I want to say at least 3 days ago, I was in the middle. I didn't know because I don't watch Wack too much. I don't watch his content. However, when I did do my research on Wack, because of the paperwork that popped up, oh no, this is a play. This is a play from the shadow government. This is a play. This guy is a plant, and he's a red dad. He's a red dad and a plant. A red dad and a plant. So of course, naturally, the handlers, Wack's handlers, team him up with who? With who, people? 6ix9ine. Teamed Wack up with who? 6ix9ine, y'all. A known red dad. Who else did Wack 100 recently team up with? Reggie Wright Jr., who allegedly took out Pac, who allegedly took out B.I., the notorious B.I.G. Not only that, but Reggie Wright Jr. is a ex-failed cop. Okay? Ex-failed cop. All right? And not only that, Reggie Wright Jr. is in fact, not allegedly, is in fact a confidential informant. Reggie Wright Jr. These are facts. It has been confirmed by Reggie Wright himself and by Phil Carson, the federal agent that was working the notorious B.I.G. case and the Tupac case. He was working the Tupac case. Phil Carson. Yeah, he's working the Tupac case.
When they heard
smack that like button, y'all. Smack that like button. We riding. Let's ride.
Want to do certain
got
things
to do with me, bro.
because they wanted to do
Yo,
something
Mac Mizzle, I see you, Matt. I see you, Matt. Salute.
to you. So how come they didn't step to you?
Nobody
You're a
ever
public
issued
figure,
a
Wack.
threat on
It's
my
not like
life,
you're a regular
bro.
guy. You're not Pookie from the block. You Wack 100. You a public figure.
So let me
They
get
have
this
to
right.
protect your
Let me
interests,
get
bro.
this right, Chuck. Let me get
How
this
come they didn't protect your interests, Wack? Come on, bro. You talking to
Hey,
me?
hold on.
Let him respond real quick.
It's why y'all side stuff.
We talking. We having a conversation.
You
I'm
keep
listening.
talking. I can't. I
Let
can't
him respond, bro.
You trying to get your thoughts together.
Mute up, mute
I
up,
don't
mute
gotta
up.
get shit together. First of all, here go the problem.
Nah,
You a non-street nigga. You from a whole nother coast.
You in trouble, Wack. You in trouble. Yo, the stream is open to anybody who wants to jump on and express themselves on these Wack 100 Rid that. All right, the link is in the description box. Let's go.
Reading something, don't understand what the fuck you reading. Nothing
Link in the comment section.
in there. Nothing in there says they made an attempt on my life. They want to pay somebody to do something to me. That's
Hold up, Wack. Hold up, Wack. They did.
Bro, hold the
2060s with
I'm done
hoodies.
talking, bro. God.
2060s with hoodies? Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember they
bro,
said you was
hey,
begging
bro,
for your life.
Let him respond.
I wasn't there, so I don't know if you was begging.
Begging for
God of
2060s.
Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey, Chuck, you
I
said
don't
that was
even
never.
I want to hear it, nigga. You from a whole nother coast. You reading something, don't understand what the fuck you reading. Nothing in there says they made an attempt on my life. They want to pay somebody to do something to me. That's
Hold up, Wack. Hold up, Wack. They
bro.
did.
Hold the fuck up.
2060s were
I'm done
hoodies.
talking, bro. God.
2060s were hoodies. Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember they
bro,
said you
hey,
was begging
bro,
for your life.
let him respond.
I wasn't there, so I don't know if you was begging.
Begging for
God of Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey Chuck, he
I
said
don't
there was
even
never an
talk to
attempt, bro.
you,
I'm just
bro.
telling
So
him
you
the
need
attempt.
to
That's
be
all.
lucky I'm having a conversation.
Bro, you came to my room, bro, and you know what
I
you
ain't
said.
come to your room. You a motherfucking lie,
Hey,
bro.
yo, it's 1,000 recordings from.
Yo, Wack, don't try to change the subject. He asked you a question. He asked you a question. We don't want to hear about. We don't want to hear about that. We want to hear about the question he just asked you. That's what we want to hear about. This is what I'm talking about. All these tactics. Watch this. Watch this tactic. Watch Wack attempt to drift off. Wack could keep it right there, but Wack going to drift off. Watch.
2060s were
I'm done
hoodies.
talking, bro. God.
2060s were hoodies. Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember they
bro,
said you was begging for
hey,
your life.
let him respond.
I wasn't there, so I don't know if you was begging.
Begging for my
God of Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey Chuck, he
I
said
don't
there was
even
never an
talk to
attempt,
you,
bro. I'm just
bro.
telling
So
him
you
the
need
attempt.
to
That's
be
all.
lucky I'm having a conversation.
Bro, you came to my room, bro, and you know what
I
you
ain't
said.
come.
Homie clearly asked Wack a question. Wack's own foot scrubber interjected and said, "Hey, at least let him talk. Let him talk. Let him answer." Wack gets the chance to answer. What do Wack say? Wack say, "Yo, man, you lucky, you know, I let you talk to you. I wouldn't even talk to you." Huh? Wait, he didn't even ask you that, dog. He didn't even ask you that. What are you talking about, Wack? What are you talking about? Hold up, man. I gotta run that right back. Come on, look at the play, y'all. Look at the play. You ain't gonna be doing that. People be talking. I'm from New York. I heard about we New York City slickers. I remember I went outside of New York City slickers. What the hell is that? And then, then I remember seeing it on Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin. I'm like, oh, that? I'm like, man, y'all listening to the media too much, man. A lot of you, but if that's the case, then it is what it is, man. You ain't getting it's not too much you're gonna be getting past us. And why it's like that is because in New York City, it's so much that it's so it's so little you have not seen. That's what it is. It's so little you haven't seen. It's so little you haven't heard. As far as the people, and it's so little manipulation, more manipulative tactics that you have not experienced. You have experienced almost every manipulative tactic, man. Growing up in New York City, that right there, I want to say, is the great benefit and wonder. I kid y'all not. That right there, it's not the it's not the glitz and the it. My thing is the experience of growing up in New York City. It teaches you of all these manipulative tactics that come from all walks of life, from all walks. All right. And I can see right through Wack 100. I mean, right through him. Right through him. And not just see through him. Look what he just said. The guy's asking him a clear question, challenging his manhood on telling. This guy responded and said, I should, you lucky I'm letting you talk. I'm letting you talk. Like, come on, bro. He didn't ask you that, bro. He didn't ask you, is it okay if I can talk to you right now? He didn't ask that.
100, you a public figure.
So let me
They
get
have to
this right.
protect your
Let me
interests,
get
bro.
this right,
What's good, Layla? Let's go. We riding, Layla. Let's go.
Chuck. Let me get
How
this
come they didn't protect your interests, Wack? Come on, bro. You talking to
Hey,
me?
Hold on, hold on.
We
Let him
gonna have a
respond real
conversation.
quick.
This why y'all
God of
siding
Kings.
stuff
We
because you don't know how to
talking. We
create.
having a conversation.
You
I'm
keep
listening.
talking. I can't.
Yeah,
I
let
tell
him
you what, you got
respond,
it.
bro.
You
Mute
try to
up
get
for
your
a
thoughts
second.
together. I
Mute up.
know.
Mute
I
up.
don't
Mute
gotta
up.
get shit together. First of all, here go the problem.
Yeah, Layla, I'm New York. Layla, I'm from New York City. But I am a traveling individual. A lot of people in New York City, well, not I ain't gonna say a lot, but a lot of people I grew up around, a lot of them do not travel. I travel, I travel a lot. I really do. So, I'd say that's why I feel like I'm well rounded. I really do. I really do because of my traveling experience, and moving forward. So, you know, but I do enjoy when people attempt to manipulate somebody, and not just everybody from New York City. You can't no, but I enjoy when people attempt to manipulate real game tight OGs from the hood. I enjoy it because they will be in for a rude awakening because they are sharp. A lot of them, a lot of the OGs that I'm telling you about, they're not just sharp in the street and hood warfare tactics. No, they're sharp, well-rounded brothers, well-rounded, sharp, strong, intelligent. Will brutally attack if necessary. Okay, and I enjoy when you can't get nothing past them. I enjoy that. I do because I hate these silly games. I hate them. This is a silly game right here. Man is asking you a question and you are running it. You was a rid dad, dog. You was a rid dad, dog. You don't skirt this question this man just asked you. You don't do that, and you just did it.
You a non-street nigga. You from a whole nother coast. You reading something, don't understand what the fuck you reading. Nothing in there.
He talking about we from a whole nother coast. Like hoods don't translate. Like we don't have the same issues from hood to hood. Like we can't read paperwork, right? Right? What? Your interpretation of reading in Compton is different from our interpretation of reading in New York? I mean, I'm trying to understand. We are seeing the same thing. We are hearing the same words that you're spewing out of your mouth. We see the paperwork. It ain't no more are we talking about you allegedly, potentially, probably read that in Wack because we see you around the rats and we see you talking about bidotties and talking about people crimes. So we were kind of figuring, yo, is this guy is he a Ridat? Because that's kind of Ridadish. Then you hook up with 6ix9ine. I'm like, yo, that right when you hooked up with 6ix9ine, I was really like, is he just listen, I got to chalk it up. He's just a big clout chaser, and I'm not mad at him. He's going for his bag. That's what I'm thinking about. He's going to take the scrutiny. He's not a rapper. Hey, he's going to jump in there and hey, I. But he's a gang member, and you're not supposed to. That's the code. You're not supposed to. No, you're not supposed to be. No, you don't. No, you don't do that. But he wanted to do it. I'm like, all right, well, all right. He's not doing it because he's a Ridat or he's a rat, a Ridat sympathizer. No, he 6ix9ine had a lot of the algorithm, and that was only because that was directed for him to do that. That it was all coerced his way. All right, we all know that. We all know that now for sure. It's all documented. But Wack, I felt like saw an opportunity. I thought he was an opportunist. No, it's not you an opportunist. Your handlers put you with 6ix9ine, just like your handlers put you with academics, just like your handlers put you with Reggie Wright Jr. This is what's going on. Your handler, oh, hold on. You call him Brick Baby or Ridat, but you up there with Brick Baby. Another thing, you brought on a Ridat. Even if Brick Baby wasn't your boy, Loose Cannon was. Loose Cannon was. Loose Cannon was so much your boy. You made Loose Cannon's son or baby I think, or your son, his son. You are the godfather of his child. But get this: you meet him. You meet Loose Cannon. Let's say you met him in February, right? Let's say you met him in February. Don't hold me to the dates, but let's say you met him in February because this is what you said. According to you, you meet Loose Cannon in February. His girlfriend, his wife is pregnant in February. They don't drop until October. They don't drop the child until October, right? You don't become the godfather until October, somewhere around there, October, November. That's when you became the godfather, right? But I know why you became the godfather because you was just arguing with another homie I just seen online. You were just arguing when he was just bringing this point up. See, You are arguing. Well, you was claiming, oh, I'm the Godfather. I'm the Godfather. This the this that and the third, and the dude trying to tell you the Godfather, and you gonna allow your dude to do your friend to go online and terminate himself? You gonna allow him to just go online and rid that on himself and rid that on others? Oh, I don't got nothing to do with another grown man. That's a grown, but he like, yo, you the godfather child. He like dummy. He like dummy. He's like, this is whack. This is whack. Dummy. The child wasn't born until October. Dummy. Dummy. I met Luce in February. Dummy. Oh, I see. You lined him up. You lined him up. See, you talking to a New Yorker. Hey, you talking to a New Yorker, dog. You lined him up. Why did you make Loose Cannon, who you obviously, according to you, ain't your friend like that, but you make his child or in newborn your godchild? Why'd you do that, Wack? Because you knew Loose Cannon was going to be gone for life. You knew what you were setting Loose Cannon up for. That's why. Come on, bro. We see it, bro. And I'm so glad that the internet is just waking up. We don't got time to be playing around with you fools no more in our hip hop realm. We're tired of you hacks. This is why I jumped online. This is why the war zone ain't playing and ain't going nowhere. Let's roll.
Stuff, 'cause
We
you don't know how
talking.
to
We
get-
having the conversation.
You
I'm
keep
listening.
talking. I can't.
Yeah,
I
let
tell
him
you,
respond, bro.
You
Mute
try to
up
get
for
your
a
thoughts
second.
together.
Mute
I
up.
know.
Mute
I
up.
don't
Mute
gotta
up.
get shit together. First of all, here go the problem.
Go.
You a non-street nigga. You from a whole nother coast. You reading something, don't understand what the fuck you reading. Nothing in there says they made an attempt on my life. They wanted to pay somebody to do something to me. That's
Hold up, Wack. Hold up, Wack. They
bro.
did.
Hold the fuck up.
2060s with
I'm done
hoodies.
talking, bro. God.
2060s with hoodies? Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember they
bro.
said you
Hey,
was begging
bro.
for your life.
Let him respond.
I wasn't
bro.
there, so I don't know if you was begging.
Begging for
God of
2060s.
Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey Chuck, he
I
said
don't
there was
even
never an
talk to
attempt, bro.
you,
I'm just
bro.
telling
So
you
you
the
need
attempt.
to
That's
be
all.
lucky I'm having a conversation.
Bro, you came to my room, bro, and you know what
I
you
ain't
said.
come to your room. You a motherfucking lie,
Hey,
bro.
yo, it's 1,000 recordings from your media team that put me and you online, and you was always in my room. You even said,
I
go
think
tell
that's
you what.
cap.
I tell you what.
That's
You
cap.
got it. I'm gonna let you answer your own questions, bro.
bro,
Like, I
because it's
can't
right
answer
there,
the
bro,
question.
because you can't answer the
Ah, got him. Got him. He got him, bro. Yo, he's a redneck. Yo, bro, I was convinced. Yo, yesterday, I was totally. After I seen the paperwork, that's when I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm convinced he's a redneck. He's a redneck. Wax a redneck. I'm convinced. Again, I want to say, as of 3 days ago, I was in the middle, bro. I even said it on the live stream. I was in the middle. I didn't know. Meaning, when I say in the middle, I didn't know. I thought Wack was just being bold. I was kind of respecting that on the low. I never even got online and said what I just said to you just now. I was just, in my own reserved thought processes of what Wack was doing. I'm like, okay, I kind of like, a little bit of what he was doing as far as, and let me clarify this. I was liking when he would step to people normally would not step to. Okay, if that make any sense, like a Jay Prince, people like that of that magnitude. That and I was seeing, I'm like, oh, so Wack going at people like that, like with no fear. I'm like, okay, I'm liking that. He don't got no police backing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm feeling that. Know what I'm saying? I mean, Wack, he got to travel and all that. He talking about he go to Houston and all that. He be in Houston. I'm like, oh, yo, I'm feeling that. And he going at Jay Prince. I'm like, yo, and Jay Prince Jr. and all of them. And not just went after them, brought out information on them, bro. Like talking about allegedly they was getting people at the dice game and all that. I'm like, this dude is bold, bro. These are things that can get you straight up sent first class ticket straight up off the earth, bro. You know what I mean? And Wack was just doubling down on it. So that's why I'm thinking, like, but again, that's why I sat back. You didn't if you notice anything, anything about me, or you know anything about the war zone, you haven't seen me doing any Wack 100 videos because I was sitting back watching. You're not going to dupe me. You ain't gonna dupe. You could probably dupe every. You could go ahead and dupe anybody else you want to dupe. But guess what, dog? You ain't duping the minister. You ain't duping Minister Warzone, dog. It ain't happening, dog. That ain't happening, dog. For a little while, I'ma sit back. I'ma watch you, dog. No, seriously. And that's why I'm getting on here to help people so they can see certain things and not just it won't. It's not just a whack thing. You might have a whacker right around you. A whack that has a whack 100 personality and traits right around you. But we're calling it out and we're sniffing it all out. We're not going to allow people around us to manipulate us on no level. This ain't happening. You will not have not one invisible string on us. That's not happening. Let's go, Wack. Let's go. Let's see what this guy Wack got to say. This guy just folded. Did not answer Did not answer the man question, man. It's so nasty. I want to reach out and just really SMACK this dude, bro. Let's go.
2060s with hoodies? Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember they
bro,
said you was begging for
hey,
your life.
let him.
I wasn't there, so I don't know if you was begging
Begging
for
for
my
God of
60s.
Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey Chuck, he
I
said
don't
there was
even
never in the
talk to
tent, bro.
you,
I'm just
bro.
telling
So
him
you
in the
need
tent,
to
that's
be
all.
lucky I'm having a conversation.
Bro, you came to my room, bro, and you know what
I
you
ain't
said.
come to your room. You a motherfucking lie,
Hey,
bro.
yo, it's 1,000 recordings from your media team that put me and you online, and you was always in my room. You even said,
I
go
think
ahead
that's
and
cap.
pull
I
up
tell
on
you
the
what, you
question.
got it. I'm gonna let you answer your own questions, bro.
Bro,
Like, I
because it's
can't
right
answer
there,
the
bro,
question.
because you can't answer the question,
The
because you know I got you in that
paperwork is
bag right
right
now.
there.
Got
Chuck,
you
you
in
know
that
what's
bag,
crazy?
bro.
First, the narrative was Big U don't fuck with you. Now
I
they
never said
saying,
that.
He
like,
fuck
now
with
they
you.
saying, Chuck,
There's a new deal at Tim Hortons. Get a $3 breakfast sandwich when you buy any size hot or iced coffee. Freshly cracked eggs
Did
paired
not
with
answer the question.
100% premium.
Now, again, his tactic is only
why
one.
weren't you in the Rico?
Only defense tactic. Wax only defense tactic. If he does not have any paperwork to back up his psycho soliloquies, okay, he will result to yelling. Okay, this man was not yelling at Wack. Was not. He was, in my opinion, extremely polite. In my opinion, Wack went. I mean, we talking about from 0 to 100 just now. He only did was ask you to answer the question, dog. That's all he did. Let's go, man. This dude made me want to get into the ring right now, bro. Yeah, this dude, bro. Let's go, man.
To pay somebody to do something to me. That,
Hold up, Wack. They
bro,
did.
hold the fuck up.
2060s with
I'm done
hoodies.
talking, bro. God.
2060s with hoodies? Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember they
bro,
said you was begging for
hey,
your life.
let him respond.
I wasn't there, so I don't know if you was begging
Begging
for
for
my
my
God of
60s.
Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey Chuck, he
I
said
don't
there
even
was
I could have sworn in the paperwork, Whack 100. There was something in the paperwork when Whack 100 was saying that, that he was begging for his life or something like that. Or something in the paperwork. I know there's something. Let's carry on because I want to hear what the homie
been
never in the
talk.
talk to
tent, bro.
you,
I'm just
bro.
telling
So
him
you
in the
need
tent,
to
that's
be
all.
lucky I'm
That's
having
the
a
word I'm looking for.
conversation.
That's
Bro,
the word I'm looking for right there, Layla. Deflecting. That's what this guy Whack 100 is doing. Deflecting and just rambling. Great, great observation. Great observation, Layla.
you came to my room, bro, and you know what
I
you
ain't
said.
come to your room. You a motherfucking lie,
Hey,
bro.
yo, it's 1,000 recordings from your media team that put me and you online, and you was always in my room. You even said,
I
go
think
ahead
that's
and
cap.
pull
I
up
tell
on the
you what, you got
question.
it. I'm gonna let you answer your own questions, bro.
Bro,
Like, I
because it's
can't
right
answer
there,
the
bro,
question.
because you can't answer the question,
The
because you know I got you in that
paperwork is
bag right
right
now.
there.
Got
Chuck,
you
you
in
know
that
what's
bag,
crazy?
bro.
First, the narrative was Big U don't fuck with you. Now
I
they
never said
saying,
that.
He fuck
now
with you.
they saying, Chuck, why weren't you in the Rico? Well, we
That's
don't.
not what I'm
That's
saying.
also,
I
hey,
never
bro,
said that.
these the same niggas
What
that
I'm
said
saying is
that
this.
you
Hold
only
up, Chuck.
shoot BB guns.
All I'm
No.
saying
They
is this.
said
How
that you
come
not
he's not
like
in
that and
witness
all this
protection
shit.
is
Now
what I'm
all of a
saying.
I
sudden,
hate this is one thing I hate about these platforms right here. He asked you a question and now they're gonna go all the way around and I hope they get back to the question. I hope this guy asks Wack the question again. I hate that, man. And they're gonna go and then they're gonna go to something else. I hate that, man. I hate that. Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm gonna run it back real quick right here because I want to hear the damn question again. Sheesh, man.
you the
Wack.
threat on
It's
my
not like
life,
you're a regular
bro.
guy. You're not Pookie from the block. You Wack 100. You a public figure.
So let me
They
get
have to
this right.
protect your
Let me
interests,
get
bro.
this right, Chuck. Let me get
How
this
come they didn't protect your interests, Wack? Come on, bro. You talking to
Hey,
me?
Hold on. Let him respond real quick.
This why y'all side
King.
stuff.
We
You don't know how to
talking. We
create-
having a conversation.
You
I'm
keep
listening.
talking. I can't.
Yeah,
I
let
tell
him
you what, you got
respond,
it.
bro.
You
Mute
try to
up
get
for
your
a
thoughts
second.
together. I know.
Mute
I
up.
don't gotta get shit together.
That's right. He's
First
trying
of
to get
all,
his
here go
thoughts
the
together.
problem. You a non-street nigga. You from a whole nother coast. You reading something, don't understand what the fuck you reading. Nothing in there.
Oh, we don't know how to. We don't know. Oh, New Yorkers don't know how to read paperwork, y'all. That's what he's saying. Because he's from a whole nother coast. New Yorkers do not know how to read paperwork. This is what he's saying. And I love how he always attempts to throw to New York. He don't like New York. There's something about this guy. I can tell Wack. He don't like New York. There's something about New York that Wack don't like, man. He don't like New York. He's constantly talking about constantly talking down about New York, constantly attempting to get after New York because somebody is calling in from New York and he's been on his case and been on Wack 100 case. Why is it a coast thing? Oh, you're from a whole nother coast, huh? Bro, we got there's paperwork out there. What are you talking about? Nobody's talking about no Paru gang codes and all that. Yo, what's behind your moon? Nobody's spitting no crip codes. What's behind your moon, cuz? Nobody talking codes, bro. We reading paperwork, dog. What we talking about here? You are done. I'm so glad. I'm so glad because the internet. We are here to clean you guys out of here. Clean you guys out of here. FBA Nation is on a tear right now. We getting math out of here. He's on his verge of getting out of here. We getting math. He's out of here. Whether he think he's coming back, he ain't no coming back. He's out of here. Math Hoffa is out of here. I just dropped the video on Math Hoffa. It'll be coming out tomorrow. Math Hoffa is out of here, but I think I dropped the short so you can see a little short of the Math Hoffa video. Math is out of here. FBA at work. FBA at work right now on Wack 100 right now. Just like we got 6ix9ine up out of here. We did. Don't think we didn't run 6ix9ine up out of run him to damn Dominican Republic some damn where. Ran him up out of here. He can't be up in Brooklyn. What y'all thought, y'all? Don't play with us, y'all. Don't play with. And then you already saw or heard what the play was on 6ix9ine. That dude was a straight crash out dummy for his set. He was a straight crash out dummy for his set. He wasn't no something that New Yorkers really, you know what I'm saying, running around and listening to this dude like he in command. Nah, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. That's false. Okay? False. New York City is really the concrete jungle. Listen, man, all of that you've heard of New York and all of that, yeah, it's that. Believe that. Believe that all the way. Believe that. All right, and I'm only saying that because that's what it is. I'm not going to back down from what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to back down from what it is. Nah, bro. Wack has a problem with New York City, but I like how my dude from New York is staying reserved and stay on it. And I ask that you ask them that question again. Goodness, great, damn it, come on, Sco.
Nothing in there says they made an attempt on my life. They want to pay somebody to do something to me.
Hold up, Wack. Hold up, Wack. They did.
Bro, hold the fuck
2060s
up.
were
I'm done
hoodies.
talking, bro. God.
2060s were hoodies. Isn't that in the tent when you was with wifey and the kids?
Hey,
Remember
bro,
they said you was begging for your life.
Let him respond,
I wasn't there, so I don't know if you was begging
Begging
for
for
God
2060s.
of Kings, let him respond, bro.
Hey, Chuck, he
I
said
don't
there was
even
never an
talk to
attempt,
you,
bro. I'm just
bro.
telling
So
him
you
the
need
attempt.
to
That's
be
all.
lucky I'm having a conversation.
Bro, you came to my room, bro, and you know what
I
you
ain't
said.
come to your room. You a
Yo.
motherfucking lie,
Hey,
bro.
yo, it's 1,000 recordings from your media team that put me and you online, and you was always in my room. You even said,
I
"Go
think
to
that's
bed."
cap.
I tell you what, you got it. I'm gonna let you answer your own questions, bro.
Bro,
I
because it's
can't
right
answer
there, bro.
You ain't know. You's a mother freaking lie. And you're lying. You're on camera. They got you. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you and then Wack. Oh yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, we know we know he got it. You're done, Wack. Later said, I think Wack exploiting the facts a lot of West Coast dudes feel like East Coast don't like them don't like them. He hopes somebody will crash out to protect them, protect the snitch. Right. That's what it is. That you know what that was very, very, very quick and sharp thinking. That is, I believe, totally 100% correct. What? Because he wants the whole coast to come protect him because he's talking to a New Yorker attempting to get. Nah, bro. Nah, that West Coast ain't gonna protect no snitch. Nah, bro, that West Coast ain't protecting no snitch. Ain't no real West Coaster going. They're not doing it, bro. And it's finding out. The paperwork has just been dropped. All of that research that you have been doing, Black One. I got the paperwork. I got the I got the paperwork. Yo, I got the we got content. Yeah, you hit, and then you go over to Clubhouse. We got content. Yo, I got the paperwork on this one. Yo. Yeah, they just did it to your ass. They just did it to your ass, bro. Put the paperwork out on you. Not only that, put out the call to the actual employee that works at the actual district's attorney's office. Wack, you're done. You don't cross state lines with a doggone AK, damn, a rifle, a gun, a bunch of bullets for each gun, and you get no time? You get no time? Like no time. I'm talking about no time, y'all. Then the organization that the local organization that which was the Main Street Lokes, right? You were on a wiretap in their paperwork. And then they get taken down 3 years later. Well, guess what? When they get taken down that day, a month from the day they get taken down, a month later, your case gets dismissed from crossing state lines with a whole damn AK and all of that, right? But Wack, you did no time for that case, Wack. None. 2 years later, after you got caught from that case, Wack, Suge Knight was tabbed as the leader of the Mob Rules, according to the authorities, bro. You brought down the whole damn West Coast, Wack. I'm starting to think, Wack, you brought down the whole West Coast. And in the beginning of this live right here, you were saying, yeah, I got all of the connections. Yeah, I am the West Coast connect. I got all of the connections and all. Yeah, I am. That's right. Yeah, that is right. You messed up the whole West Coast. You did that. You even somehow got some damn ties into Suge Knight, Tupac, all that stuff, bro. With Reggie Wright Jr., all that stuff. You're somewhere in there. I'm trying to hear that. So this guy, JC, said, what kind of gay lingo is this? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Please elaborate. Not sure, but let's roll.
Because you can't answer the question.
The
Because you know I got you in that
paperwork is
bag
right there.
Got
Chuck,
you
you
in
know
that
what's
bag,
crazy?
bro.
First the narrative was Big U don't fuck with you. Now they saying, Chuck, why wasn't you in the Rico? Well, we don't.
They also, hey, bro, these the same niggas that said that you only shoot BB guns.
All I'm saying
They
is
said
this.
that you not like that and all this shit. Now all of a sudden they want you to be like that.
How come Wack is not in witness protection? He's a public figure that was around to the so-called biggest individual.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna have to kick you to the goo. That sounds.
Yeah, what is this nigga talking about?
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, we'll leave it right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think of.
He's a clown. Was he? I mean, the guy wasn't even yelling nothing. These guys are sickening, bro. Come on, bro. This guy Wack 100 is out of here, bro.
About this audio, man. Listen, one of my favorite things that goes down is when Wack 100 have heated debates with people who really don't like him. And in this moment right here, everybody's trying to tie Wack 100 into that rolling 60s Rico. But we already know that the feds got on to Big U, or, started investigating Big U, wiretapping him and all of that around 2021, right? Wack 100 says that he stopped rocking out with Big U around 2020. You understand what I'm saying? So, and he also says that when he was rocking out with Big U, he didn't do anything illegal with Big U. They had no illegal business going on. He was trying to pull Big U into the industry and get him some money. But a lot of people feel that Wack should be a part of this. A lot of people feel that Wack 100 may be a hidden hand behind what Big Cannon was doing, and I guess offhand, Brick Baby was doing. But according to Wack 100, he said, man, listen, this is a farce. Ain't no way. He's only in the indictment as a victim, not even a victim, but somebody that Big U wanted to do something to. His life wasn't put in danger. Big U didn't put a hit out on him. Big U just said, I want to, break his jaw. Got on somebody else for, starting stuff between him and Wack 100. And I will say this, man, Wack 100 was going in on Big U on Clubhouse, exposing all of his business, the grid program, what he doing, the ins and outs of this, that, and the third, all of the things that a lot of people did.
They only put Big U in, they only put Wack 100's into Big U's paperwork, only inserted Wack 100 into Big U's paperwork. Why? To make it seem as if Wack 100 was a victim, to make him seem as if Wack 100 didn't have nothing to do with Big U going down. That's why. That's why. That's why. That is why his handlers are making it seem that has no relevance. Wack 100, that has no relevance. Big U is on a wiretap explaining to another gentleman of his that when he see Wack 100, he can't wait to see Wack 100. He's going to punch him in his jaw. Okay, and what is that? Is it that boys will be boys? What happened? What is that? Why would you put that in a federal indictment? Why? Because we know why. Because it's to make Wack 100, it's to make him seem as if he is a victim. It's to make him seem as if not that they wanted Wack to be involved. Wack 100 should not have even been nowhere in that case. His name should not have been in that case. But why did they slip him in there? They only slipped him in there to make it seem like shit, he's a part of it too. He didn't have nothing to do with nothing. Nah, but he more than likely did have a lot to do with Big U going down. More than likely.
Didn't know about Big U. He did put it out there on Clubhouse, but that doesn't mean that what he was saying was illegal, and that doesn't tie him into it. And since he's not tied into it, a lot of people are speculating that Wack 100 may be, a confidential informant. A lot of people feel that way. You understand what I'm saying? But Wack is saying, no, ain't no way. The feds ain't talked to me. The feds ain't run up on me. I ain't been questioned secretly. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't had no conversations with the feds. They ain't looking at me. They looking at Big U. I'm pretty sure the feds probably did look into Wack 100, maybe look at some of his financial records and things like that, and probably saw that a lot of his stuff is on the up and up. He just does legitimate business, and when you do legitimate business, they're not going to mess with you, right? Ain't no wiretaps with Wack 100 on it. There's wiretaps with people speaking his name, but there's no wiretaps with him on it talking to Big U or talking to anybody about anything pertaining to any criminal behavior. Remember, Brick Baby's phone was tapped, right? And Wack 100 and Brick Baby had each other's phone numbers. So I'm pretty sure Wack and Brick Baby probably had some conversations, but those conversations always ended up on Clubhouse because Wack would record it and put it up there. We already know Wack's the king of recording people's phone calls and throwing their stuff up on the internet, man, especially if you're an op of his, and him and Brick Baby was an op. So I'm pretty sure if he had something crazy about Brick Baby, it would have been released, man. Y'all remember, Wack 100 was the one that he said, or he claimed that he saved Brick Baby, man. Somebody was going to get at him, and then he got a phone call, and he told them to leave Brick alone. Brick was out of town. Brick was in Miami or Florida or Georgia somewhere, was, I guess, one of his ops saw him, and they reached out to Wack and said, hey, man, what's up with this dude? And Wack told them, leave Brick alone. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes down to stuff like that, we really don't know, man. But I will say this, man.
Yeah, leave Brick alone because Wack 100 needs him for his own project. So leave him alone. That's why. He's not doing that in the best interest of Brick Baby. Come on, let's be honest. If we hood and we know about what's going on in the hood, let's be honest, bro. It don't work like that. Know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Wack had an interest. That's what it was. That's all it was. Come on, man. This guy got Wack 100 out here. Then he gonna waltz in Adam 22. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We over here sitting there listening to a dude like Adam 22, Vlad TV, about our hood.
You found a place
about our
of
hood.
Complete focus.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Dude, you could tell this dude
mastered your
a book
mind.
about our hood. could tell them all you want about our hoods. They'll never understand our hoods, bro. They will never understand our hoods.
It's not helpful, but he had the same type of case. All they might have done is add a charge or two, but he's his own worst enemy. So it's not Wack 100's fault, Loose Cannon's fault, or none of them. That murder got them looking at him, and they put that tap on his phone, and he said, judging by what's written up in that report, he was talking pretty reckless on the phone.
Hey, chat, let me know, is this street certified news right here in the corner? The dude is talking to Al Prophet? Because that's the video we're reacting to right now. So let me know, man. Shout out to Street Certified News.
Think about just the whole Cali gang bang podcast culture.
You know, I had a
Okay, let's just get off into what I'm assuming that everybody came here for.
Yeah, we get that paperwork popping.
This was back then. Okay. I'm caught up with you.
January 2008, police were named Knight as one of the members of the mob Pyru Street Gang in a crackdown by authorities in the city of Compton. And the main go on to be identified as his brother would be arrested, with both men being charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Soon after this arrest, he would be briefly placed on a Fed hold before posting a $10,000 bond. Once out of jail, Wack 100 would travel back to Los Angeles, where he would continue working with Death Row Records and Suge Knight.
Oh, so this
Only
was back
2 years later.
Okay, so this was back then. Okay. I'm caught up with you.
January 2008, police were named Knight as one of the members of the mob Pyru Street Gang in a
Okay, 2008, Suge Knight is named the leader of the Mob Pyru gang, okay? He's the leader, allegedly, of the Mob Pyrus, okay? 2 years before, Wack 100 was caught up with all of those get-dones, okay? Now you got Suge all wrapped up. Suge getting wrapped up for 9 years off of a probation violation. Come out, they attempt to take him out allegedly. Throw him in there for damn 27. Come on, bro. Let's go, man.
Crackdown by authorities in the city of Compton. Despite his music industry connections and now managing Ray J and rapper The Game, Wack 100's name would be left out of the crackdown. In that same year, Cash Jones, aka Wack 100, would be caught on wiretap, informing business partner Mark Stevens that the Main Street Mafia Crip leader Ladell Rawls was under investigation for the kidnapping and beating of Robert Ross, aka Stutterbox.
Hey, I think I covered that in that Shaq story that I just did. Hey, bro, y'all make sure y'all go watch that Shaq video that I just did, bro, like 3 days ago. They was talking about this whole little situation inside of that. Okay.
Ladell Rawls, who prosecutors said was the leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips gang, would be accused in a criminal complaint filed in February 2011 of directing members to kidnap, beat, and rob the victim, Robert Ross. CS2 Back would play a pivotal role in that case, both helping authorities.
This is important. This part right here is very, very important. Listen to the CS2 Back, which Wack claimed to be CS2 Back. So listen, check it out.
Was under investigation for the kidnapping and beating of Robert Ross, aka
Smack that like button, good people. Smack that like button. Let's go.
Stutterbox.
Hey, I think I covered that in that Shaq story that I just did. Hey, bro, y'all make sure y'all go watch that Shaq video that I just did, bro, like 3 days ago. They was talking about this whole little situation inside of that. Okay.
Ladell Rawls, who prosecutors said was the leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips gang, will be accused in a criminal complaint filed in February 2011 of directing members to kidnap, beat, and rob the victim, Robert Ross. CS2 Back will play a pivotal role in that case, both helping authorities connect the dots to Dale Dog via the wiretap phone calls and eventually helping Main Street beat their case.
Book on dollar.com to get our lowest rates.
Why are you in my house?
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help prevent it. It starts with getting tested.
Let's play Stutterbox talking to Wack.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dog, remember?
I tried to
and he
call
won't take
Dog.
your call. I sent it to you. And he said
I talked to Dog.
Wack
but
boy.
he said he didn't talk to you. He wouldn't take your call. But he said he wouldn't talk. Yeah, and Dog said he was cool. He didn't want to talk to you in the paperwork.
Mark
That's what
tried
you said.
to
You're going off of what
that whole Main Street shit, that was your play. I had nothing to do with it. I was a victim.
Only 1 month after the indictment of the Main Street Mafia Crips, on March 9th, 2011.
Said I was a victim. He said I was a victim. Just like he's a victim in the Big U case, right? Just like Layla just put down. Layla Brown said they put him in there to add credibility to the case while keeping his hands clean. Seemed like Wack had a mission to complete. He been knocking Black down for years. Facts. This is what's been going on. And we're seeing the play, and we're on it. The FBA community are on it. We're not playing around. Let's go.
Wack 100 said that Main Street stuff was your play. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I was the victim.
Damn.
Cash Jones, aka Wack 100, would appear in Texas State Court to have his charges finally dismissed from that 2006 unlawful possession of a firearm case, where he was caught with multiple firearms and ammunition. The stated reason for the dismissal was not lack of evidence or a violation of Wack 100's rights, as he claims.
Why?
But based on the paperwork, Wack 100's gun case was dismissed in the interest of justice.
Oh, hold
So
on. Whoa.
investigating this story.
Whoa. Let's rewind that.
That's right.
Hold on now.
That's right. And also the link is in the chat. So anybody want to jump on stage, jump on up. The link is definitely in the chat. And shout out to Getty Radio. I put that link in the chat. And also shout out to this podcast right here. I'm going to get the name and I'm going to drop the link. Let's go.
Now, they say this case was dismissed.
But
whoa, hold the hell up. Hold on. They got all of these different, matter of fact, let me make sure y'all can see this over here. Hold on, dog. They got all of these different reasons as to why the case could have been dismissed. So the first one is that the evidence is insufficient. The second one is the defendant was sentenced in another case. Third one was the complaining witness has requested a dismissal. The fourth one is the case was refiled. The fifth one is defendant is unapprehended. The sixth one is the defendant is deceased. And the seventh one is the defendant has been granted immunity, yet the last one is the one that got checked out. Is in the interest of justice. Now that's very interesting because I ain't never even heard that terminology put together. In the interest of justice. Now to do some justice, let's go to Google and see what Google got to say about that terminology. What does in the interest of justice mean? What exactly does that mean? In the interest of justice is a legal phrase used when a court decides that a certain action, like dismissing a case or granting a new trial, is necessary to ensure a fair and just outcome, even if it deviates from strict legal procedures. Now, let's read some of that, bro. Here's a more detailed explanation. Fairness and integrity. The phrase, they're giving us other phrases. The phrase signifies that the court believes a particular action will uphold the principles of fairness, integrity, and the pursuit of justice in the legal process. Okay, so the term interest of justice means when a court decides that a certain action, like dismissing a case or granting a new trial, is necessary to ensure a fair and just outcome, even if it deviates from strict legal procedures. Now that...
Keep in mind, this is what Wack 100 case was dismissed for. This is the reason why his case was dismissed. Keep that in mind.
That kind of sticks out right there too. So Wack 100 got his case dismissed, and it was dismissed in the interest of justice. And y'all just got the definition for what that is. Formulate your own thoughts.
Wack 100's gun case was dismissed in the interest of justice. So investigating this story, we
shout out to Street Certified.
We tapped in with our brother Deuce M's from After Chucks, a very popular California-based media company. They really tapped into the streets and
dog. Okay, so these people, these podcasters, Deuce M's, they really did their thing. They went and did their investigative work, and they brought back the paperwork, y'all. Okay, so let's break it down.
You know, Deuce M's, man, this is somebody who, when it come to Wack 100, man, he's done extensive research on this guy. He really breaks down, you know, how Wack 100, you know, and why he concocted this whole improper search and seizure thing. So
are you looking for the most affordable way to add electric heating and cooling to your older home? If that's the case, then you're...
So this is my question. So Wack has addressed this before, right? Because we know the story real. We got the paperwork. He can't dispute it. It's a real case. He really got caught with hella guns as a felon in Texas.
Yep.
With other people. And his brother was a felon.
Yo, Mac Mizzle.
Salute, my bro.
I salute you. Already know. What's your thoughts, man? Wack, man, we got the paperwork, man. There is no disputing that. There is no. What's your thoughts on that?
Riznat. Of course he's a Riznat. Look, how Adam 22 get questioned and not Wack? That's crazy.
So that is true. That is true. Right. That is true. And but again, you saw what just happened. Adam 22, right after sitting down with the Fidesz, got on a live stream and started to basically attack and eviscerate a Wack 100. Okay, had Wack 100 backpedaling. As a matter of fact, that was the first time I really ever seen Wack 100 kind of looking a little bit shaky.
Was this after he spoke to the feds or
a bit off
before?
the square a little bit.
Was this after he spoke to the feds or before?
This is after he spoke to the feds, like right after he spoke to the feds.
You see that? Adam put 2 and 2 together. Adam 22.
Let's roll.
Felon, right? So it was 2 felons that got caught. Right. So has he ever explained how these charges got dropped? Because you sent me the paperwork and I see what it say, and it says in the interest of justice.
I sent you the video where he claims that it was dismissed for illegal search and seizure, right? Now, within that same paperwork that you got, I got that paperwork from the clerk of Wheeler County, Texas, the deputy clerk, old Debbie McLaughlin, right? And you probably can see that on the email, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it right here.
Okay.
Shout out to Deuce M's. Matter of fact, Deuce M's be running the Active Chucks page. So Deuce M's took it upon himself to get the official paperwork. Now,
the official paperwork. Did the Wack to Wack, bro. Yo, did the Wack to Wack. Can you believe that? And really, I'm like, Wack don't got no paperwork. There's no way he's gonna be on these platforms talking like this. It's no way. And this guy, and we got the paperwork right here.
I'm gonna allow him to explain what happened from there. But y'all see right here, I done paused it. Here's all the official information. Man, y'all can do with that what you will. But let's hear what the rest of what Deuce Sims had to say.
To verify where I got it from. And there was a motion to suppress the evidence, which essentially argued fruits of a poisonous tree based upon the argument that this was an illegal search and seizure.
Right, I saw that. And the judge denied that.
Right. Now, Wack.
Now, let's hold on. No. We finna go over everything thoroughly. Let's read this piece of paper that they slid by the screen. Now, it says, to the Honorable Judge of Court said, now comes Cash McElroy Jones, defendant and files this brief in support of his motion to suppress and respectfully shows the following. Number one says the defendant has been indicted for the offense of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon under Texas Penal Code 46.04A1.
Then they get caught in Texas. Goodness gracious, they got caught in Texas. My goodness, they didn't even get caught in their home state. They got caught in Texas. But hear this out. Do me a favor, all my good people, smack that like button real quick. Smack that like button. Let's go.
Oh, so this happened. Okay. So then number two, it says, defendant Jones previously found a motion to suppress evidence gathered by the Texas Highway Patrol, the Willard County Sheriff's Office, and DPS Special Crimes for their actions prohibited by 4th, 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution. Article I, Section 9, 10, and 19 of the Texas Constitution, and Article 38.23 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The search of the defendant's vehicle without a warrant and his subsequent arrest are presumably unlawful. Okay. So they definitely stated a code there. 38.23 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The search of the defendant's vehicle without a warrant and his subsequent arrest are presumptively unlawful. Specifically, defendant Jones moves for the suppression and exclusion of the following.
Denied that.
Any and all tangible evidence seized by law.
Okay. Let's keep in mind that this right here, this motion was denied by the judge. Okay.
Enforcement officers or others in connection with the detention and arrest of Casmaroy Jones.
Right.
Okay, so Wack 100 put in a motion to suppress evidence underneath the act of it was an illegal pullover. He's saying that they pulled him over illegally, so he wanted to suppress that evidence, and that's what was on that paperwork that was sliding by. I just had to do it justice, right? We ain't finna just let paperwork slide. We ain't gonna read it. So let's hear what Deuce M's and Certified News is saying now that y'all got all that information.
Wack, I'm gonna send you the thing where Wack is saying that's how his case got dismissed.
I get pulled over and the search happened in Texas, right? So immediately, that's why they had the Fed hold. They like,
we just heard the paperwork. Now let's listen to Wack 100's explanation for this paperwork.
Yeah, you know he crossed the state lines.
Smack that like button.
You can't prove none of that. How you know I didn't pick it up in Texas? If she found something.
Wheeler County.
Wheeler County, there you go. Cass Jones, Wheeler County. Them motherfuckers. Hey, bro, shout out to Texas for having audio and video on the front of their squad.
Nah, we don't believe that. Nah, we don't believe that, Cass Jones. Nah, he talking about shout out to Texas. He talking about shout out to the PD of Texas. Man, get out of here. We don't believe that.
That's how his case got dismissed.
I get pulled over and the search happened in Texas, right? So immediately, that's why they had the Fed hold. They like, well, yeah, you know he crossed the state lines, but you can't prove none of that. How you know I didn't pick it up in Texas? If she found something.
Wheeler County.
Wheeler County, there you go. Cass Jones, Wheeler County. Them motherfuckers. Hey, bro, shout out to Texas for having audio and video on the front of their squad cars. Because if I'd have been in Cali Beach, I'd have been fucked. I'd have had to take it. Hey, because they have to write the report based on the audio, the video and the audio. Yeah. Like if I'd have been to California, it'd have been my word against theirs, but an ex-con word against theirs on how they got it. Them niggas could have said they saw something on the back seat. They could have said all kind of shit. But because they had audio and video, that's what saved them.
Right.
Deep Eddy Vodka. Handcrafted with real fruit.
Because they had audio and video, that's what saved them.
So basically, Wack.
He said because they had audio and video, that's what saved him. Well, Wack had three large, he had and sort of a gun considered an AK, okay, a shotgun, and a little pistol. Okay, and he had ammo, large amounts of ammo, according to the paperwork, for all three weapons. Okay, crossing state line.
Wack is lying about why this case got dismissed, and we know that because we contacted the clerk in Texas. They sent the paperwork, and it clearly states that his motion to suppress was denied because the judge found that none of his rights got violated. They did the right kind of search, and this is what they found. So then when he right, they had the right probable cause. So he didn't get that evidence suppressed. So then when
So they actually denied the motion of suppression that Wack 100 put in. Okay.
I see the motion to dismiss.
Right.
And the judge grants it. And I see it's a list of all of these things that it could be.
In the interest of justice.
Right. And it's a lot of
checked.
You said what?
One of the boxes is checked.
Right, only one of the boxes is checked. But the things that it could be were surprising because it was like lack of evidence. Nope, that's not the problem. Illegal search and seizure. Nope, that's not the problem. Like I think it said something like the person that died or something. It was like a few different reasons why they would drop the case. And none of those things were X'd off except for this thing that they call in the interest of justice.
In the interest of justice.
What's your take on what does that mean?
And I just read
Matt, how many people have this guy took down, Matt? And he's still working?
He took down the whole coast.
I mean, Matt, think about
the
it.
West Coast.
Since 2006, this case was 2006, and he was let go in the interest of justice since 2011. He was let go in the interest of justice. So he did no time for that case. Let go in the interest of justice in 2011, and bro, he's still working because he was in the paperwork for Big U for no reason. Okay, so he could be like Tammy that has been working with Big Meech, right? You know, attempting to take down Cuffy and everything, and you see how much money has been making. Okay, so is Wack making this type of money also?
read y'all the definition of what that means. We're going to read this definition again, then we're going to get into their definition too. Now, in the interest of justice says, it's a legal phrase used when the court decides that a certain action, like dismissing a case or granting a new trial, is necessary to ensure a fair and just outcome, even if it deviates from the strict legal procedures. Now, that last part, even if it deviates from the strict legal procedures, is that's kind of crazy. So y'all are override in the interest of justice.
Right.
Y'all are just in the interest of justice. Y'all are override everything else, even if it deviates from the strict legal procedures. But let's see what
the feds, y'all, deviated from the strict feds don't never deviate, them, bro. When do the feds budge, bro? When do they deviate, bro? They be like, nah. You know, the statute says that you cannot get under 5 years. As bad as we want to help you, you know, the judge cannot give you under 5 years. When do they deviate from that? Unless you are rizating, unless you are telling. That's it. That's the only time. That's the only time, bro. And we talking about the FIDEDs. Come on, bro. And you hold on. You get picked up by the feds, get the fed hole from the feds, get picked up by the feds let you go on you get let go on a $10,000 bail, get the fed hole, then the fed let you go 6 days later, just let you go. You go back to working with Death Row. 2 years later, Suge Knight is tabbed as leader of the Mob Paru, not of Death Row Records, tabbed as the leader of Mob Paru. 2 years later. So anybody Suge Knight got on, Tupac walking right into a Fed case. Tupac walking right into the Feds when he came to Death Row. Why? Because of Wack 100. I mean, the paperwork's right here.
Deuce M's and certified news. Let's see what their definition of this is.
When a person get a case dismissed, like what is in the interest of justice? What does that usually mean?
That was the first time I ever heard it, right? So, in the interest of justice essentially means that the prosecution filed that motion to dismiss the case. So, Wack 100's attorneys and Wack 100 had to convince the prosecution that it would be in the interest of justice that two ex-felons crossing federal state lines, making it.
Keep that in mind, people. 2 ex-felons crossing state lines. Not just Wack. Not just Wack with a squeaky clean record. Nah, Mac Mizzle. 2 felons. His brother was a felon also.
Yep.
Traveling interstate commerce, making it a federal case. That sending out that message is that it's cool. It's in the interest of justice that we don't prosecute this dude.
That dude. Now the way he's saying it, or the way Deuce M saying it, that do sound crazy. Because now it's making me feel like, well, who the hell is justice? In the interest of justice, we just gonna let y'all go. Okay, I see what you're saying. Because at that point, y'all seen the definition, but it sounds like it's saying like, well, in the interest of the courts, in the interest of the police, in the interest of justice, we're gonna let these dudes go. Although that is a term that is used in the courthouse, I see how it sounds like, oh, okay, this for sure sound hella fucking funny. Real deal fucking crazy.
Especially in Texas. When for there's people that got 5 years for just weed in Texas.
Right.
Don't mess with Texas.
You know what I'm saying? So this is my other question. So like you said, he's trafficking goods across state lines. Him and his brother are already convicted felons. Somehow, some way, they get their charges dropped. Why did this thing never go federal?
Right? The feds have put a Fed hold on him off of the top. He admitted to the police in a statement to the trooper, Darren Chase, that they had came from California and he was going to pick up his mother for because she can't travel. But the dude, once Wack 100 says that he got a bail, his brother didn't get bail. They let him out first. He only had $180, but he had a black card. He says that a white man picked him up, him and his brother, but the bail bond was closing till a couple of days later. How did you? And then he said the airport was 50 miles away. He was transferred to Beaumont, the federal facility or some kind of holding facility in Beaumont. He was in jail for not just a night or overnight to the next day. He says 6-7 days later, he was still in.
He was in there giving up all type of information. All type of information. They was like, oh yeah? They was like, okay, tell me some more. Okay, and tell me some more. They kept him in there for days. For days, y'all.
In jail on a hold, and that the feds came all the way to where he was at to tell him, hey, look, we don't want to pick up the case. Like, why would the feds come talk to you in person?
Right, they just wouldn't pick it up.
Or they would fax over information to the jail or to the district attorney in that city. Now y'all can pick it up. We can't do it. Why did they have to come speak to you face to face and then you get a bail? You know what I'm saying?
And then they don't pick it up. So this was the interesting thing.
Right, and then he get the bail, and the bail was $10,000. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We got the paperwork. That is unreal, uncanny. uncanny. I cannot believe this dude right here, Moose M's, went and got the paperwork, fished it out, outwhacked Wack, bro. Wow. Unreal. Layla said,
salute to him, yo.
Layla said they gave Wack some cigarettes and Burger King, and it was up from there. It was up. And this dude started making money like Tammy Cowan, right? With Big Meech, and that now about to drop that docuseries on Big Meech with 50. Unbelievable. You can't make this up. But I mean, it is in Hollywood, and I can't believe this is happening, but this is happening. This is happening. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm gonna put in there, and it's gonna come with the story. Like I said, we working on the story. Within 1 month, so in my research, and this is a little spoiler, man. So you know what I'm saying? Within the research, that mainstream
Smack that like button, good people. Smack that like button. Let's go.
Mafia case, where Wack 100, we know by now, was caught on the wiretap. The indictment for that case was February 2011. That's when those guys got indicted. Now they end up the case getting dropped in June, but they got indicted in February 2011. Wack 100 got
was going on before that,
huh?
But the case,
the case started in 08. So yeah, I know the case started in 08, and they was investigating it that whole time. Wack was caught on wiretap in 08, but they actually didn't file the charges in 2011.
Because went to jail.
Coincidentally, a month later, Wack 100 gets his Texas gun case dropped almost a month to the day in March of 2011. And
you did your calculation.
You can check the dates. I was gonna say you can check.
Now, Wack, if this is true, you got an answer for that right there. That do kind of sound fishy, my boy. It don't even kind of sound fishy. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, P. It sound fishy than the motherfucker, man. Yeah, man. That sound hella motherfucking fishy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, B. God damn.
They indicted Bell Dog and Main Street Mafia Crips in February 2011.
Again, y'all make sure y'all go watch that video I did about Shaq and the Main Street Crips. I'm telling you, it ties in with all of this, man. That's what's damn near blowing my mind right now. Because I never knew the Shaq had no business with no Crips or nothing like that. Until I heard Loose Cannon them talking about it, then it made me look into it more. You smell me? So all this shit they saying right here, it ties in.
A 3-year investigation or 4-year investigation. And a month later, Wack 100 got his gun case dropped in Texas.
That's kind of
It's your boy.
So that was the end of that video. I guess he finna do a 3-part to this, man. I guess he finna do a 3. Now that's interesting. Now that's interesting.
2 months later, or a month later, after the Main Street Crips was took down, where they were all indicted in the same form as Big U. They were all indicted. They were all taken down. Wack 100 scaves untouched. And not only that, he's in the wiretaps, in the Main Street wiretaps, just like he's in the indicted or in the paperwork for Big U. And the guy serves no time, y'all, gets no time for the 2006 case where he got caught with all of them firearms crossing state lines with another ex-felon and an ex-felon in himself. You can't make this stuff up.
Interesting. A couple of these points, a couple parts of this video stood out, man. Now, one that stood out the most
What's that?
was, of course, you getting the gun dismissal at the same month to the same year time as the the Main Street Crips or whatever the case may be. That one. That's a little iffy. And even getting pulled over with them choppers in Texas. That's a little iffy. In the interest of justice. Now, the way that it sounds, let's go back over here. The way that terminology sounds, if you didn't know the definition, which the definition is a legal phrase used when the court decides certain action like dismissal of the case, granting new trial, blah, 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 blah. But this last part right here, even if it deviates from strict legal procedures, That's fishy than a motherfucker as well. You know
The
what I'm
war
saying? Like I
zone. I'm
said, man, this is just a reaction video we doing. Shout out to Certified
Already
Stricken
know it.
News.
I
Shout
salute
out
you.
to
You already
Sam
know
from
it,
Active
Matt
Chucks.
Miz.
Like I say, bro, we do the dirty work around here, man. Wack. There was 1, 2, 3 pars up in this mug. Little fishy, man. Mike got to come up on the internet to clear that up. But anyways, you two family.
Wack, he can't clear it up. It ain't nothing to clear. What he gonna do? It's the paperwork's right there. He's a writ did that. He's a straight writ that. It's a wrap. You know, there's nothing else he can do. There's nothing else he can say. He's done. He's done. He's done now. We don't want you on these platforms. We're not
Coin track.
watching what you got to say. If it ain't you
bro,
under duress right now, we don't want to hear it right now.
whole fake
Shout out to the most scandalous Los Angeles.
But this is what's retarded. If you gonna add something,
I'm gonna put this link in the joint. Shout out to the most scandalous Los Angeles TV. Let's go.
put my real name. That's why you said the real one when you said it. All you gotta do is go pull it up under Liddell Rawls. That's Dale Dog name. Okay. Open that document up under that paperwork, then read it. With this bullshit they got, you go pull up Liddell Rawls, right? And then read it.
Okay, we're going to stop the bullshit and child's play right now here today. Here's both of the Main Street cases, the sheriff case and the FBI investigation as well. County of Los Angeles Sheriff Department, supplementary report. Okay, January 12, 2009. That's the file number, okay? Okay, kidnap robbery.
Matt Mizzle, you see this, Matt? You see this, Matt?
Okay, there's the list. Okay? Okay? Huh? Damu and Kiwi conversations, man. We don't do no hearsay. And documentation supersedes conversation, okay?
Right.
We're going to stop this right now.
Right.
And we're not going to go all into the details of somebody else's case. But we're speaking on facts, okay? Not hearsay. You understand me? Damu and Kiwi conversations. Wiretaps. Okay? Main event case. Huh? So we're going to stop playing, though. Okay?
Dang.
Is this a bad idea?
It's a bad idea, right?
It's not looking good.
Okay, we're going to separate the hearsay from the facts. Facts over feelings. Okay? Just a skim through. Okay? Wait a minute.
What's that?
Yeah, we got some profit sessions in here too. And some John Hancocks.
Oh, we got profit sessions going on over there?
Yeah, that's in here too, man. Okay? Wait, there's more. Okay, page 10.
Yo, it's crazy how they be putting the paperwork. They'll put it right out for the public. But most of the time, the public didn't know that they could go right to their county clerk's office and retrieve that paperwork. All they have to do is pay a small little fee.
It just follows, right? Huh? They placed a call to Mark Stevens in Atlanta at Deja 34. That's Mark Stevens and Shaq's production entertainment company. Have you, right? Okay. The Los Angeles County Sheriff placed a call and left a message to Shaq. On September 9, at approximately 11:45 hours, investigators spoke with Los Angeles police officers. Yeah. Regarding the Main Street kidnapping case. There's more.
2009. Damn.
The interview.
That's got to be so stressed out. This guy's been working and work, but damn, some of them get so into the role, they don't even care. It's like they like, man, listen, shit, they're making money. Stand at third. Damn, how could you live with yourself, dog? That's crazy, dog.
Mark. Also present during the interview was Mr. Stevens' attorney. Stevens said after an investigation left a message saying that they wanted to talk to him regarding a kidnap and assault investigation occurring in Los Angeles. Huh? A little reading.
In the interest of justice, huh, Wack? In the interest of justice.
Right here. Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, I need to talk to you, man. The big fella's, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes. Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, Wack 100, told him that
Wack
Ross
100.
had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with Stutterbox.
What? This dude's been playing on a high level, setting up people on a high level. Yo, these dudes, bro. Wow, bro. You got to be kidding me, bro. Then they got this dude up on the case. Yo, they are, oh man, they got this dude, they're done. They got this guy playing games, getting on shucking and jiving. He's been shucking and jiving us for years with Tupac, with the whole Tupac case, man, but it's all being revealed now. Goodness freaking gracious.
Us meeting with Stutterbox, me and Darren Dupree.
Aiden, man.
He was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq. You know, because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, you know, photographs or, you know,
Sky's a wimp, y'all. Sky's a wimp. Sky Wack 100, man. You on some other stuff for real, bro. Yo, smack that like button. Smack that like button. Let's go.
Old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, you know, photographs or, you know, compromising, you know, things about Shaquille.
Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, I need to talk to you, man. The big fella's, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes. Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones.
If you're going to read the real paperwork, not the fake shit dude made.
Okay, this is the real paperwork right here. Okay, this is, okay. So this is Wack 100 speaking with Reggie Wright Jr. 2 days ago.
He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it.
Zyrtec allergy relief works fast and lasts a full 24 hours, so Dave can be the
deliverer of dance.
Okay,
Came
Dave.
straight from the county.
Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, Wack 100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with Stutterbox, me and Darren Dupree, he was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq.
Greg Kading publicly stated that Stutterbox was involved in an attempt to extort Shaq. But what really solidifies that claim is what's written in the police's official supplementary report. In it, Mark Stevens confirms the story, saying he got a call from Ross about a tape involving Shaq, one that didn't include his wife. Shortly after that, Mark Stevens says he received a call from Cash Jones, better known as CS2 Back. During that call, CS2 Back told him about the tape Stutterbox had and suggested that he could take it to TMZ and make a serious bag off of it. Let that sink in. That means CS2 Back, who many believe to be Porky, was actively assisting Stutterbox in the extortion plot. He wasn't...
Right, so what is that? Is that entrapment right there? I mean, because Wack 100 is being referred to as CS2 back. Okay, and that's in the paperwork. Nobody is making this up. That's in the paperwork. Wack 100, Cass Jones, which is Wack 100, is being referred to as CS2 back. Is CS2 back coercing Ross Jones, which is a big time Crip for the Main Street Crip gang? Is he coercing Ross to solicit and extort Shaq? Is it entrapment?
Wasn't just aware of the tape. He was pushing it, attempting to profit from it, and helping move the play forward. So when Greg Kading talks about the extortion attempt, and the paperwork shows CS2 back, helping facilitate it, it becomes pretty clear. Porky wasn't just a bystander. He was right there, involved in the move, and the police knew it the whole time. Why was he never charged, or even questioned? And no matter how many times he tries to deflect, the truth is already on record. So ask yourselves this question. Why did Porky lie and say Deuce made this paperwork?
Because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady, and then he...
So Cass Jones, Wack 100, is a legend that Deuce M's made up that paperwork that we just seen prior to this video. Okay. However, Deuce M's claims to have retrieved the information from the clerk's office in which the county in which Wack 100 was picked up in Texas. Not only that, Deuce M's actually broadcast the actual telephone call to the clerk, okay, and broadcasted it. So we heard her in what she said, and she basically, the clerk said basically, without saying it, that the CS2 back is a Ridat, is an informant, point blank period. Okay, so Layla Brown said he know the cases can read them different depending on the agencies prosecuting. Yeah, and he knows that. He's just attempting to deflect and coerce people off of a cliff, but it's here, and not only it's stamped. I mean, to the T. This is the point N for Wack right here, because we heard the clerk speak about the paperwork that was just provided, that we just seen prior to this video that I'm playing right here. Okay. And now you have the actual detective that was on that actual case speaking about this right here in Greg Kading. Okay. And Hey Buddy said, where's this from? And this video is actually coming from Los Angeles, Scandalous Los Angeles TV. This actual video that we're looking at right now. The paperwork that we were looking at came from Street Certified, but the actual paperwork came from Deuce M's Street Certified. We just seen that video of him broadcasting that. So that's what that was about. Layla said, that's how you know the feds, that's the MO, blackmail. They got no chill, man. Like, they got no chill. And the thing is, this guy, Kading, is the nail in the coffin for Wack, as far as I'm concerned, than everybody else.
He was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, photographs or, compromising, things about Shaquille. And Shaq had a friend that, I think his name was Mark Turner or something like that. Don't hold me to that name, but I think his name was Mark Turner, a guy from Atlanta. And that guy, Mark, knew the shot caller, the head guy for the gang that Stutterbox was associating with, which was the Main Street Crips. And his name was Del Dog. And so, you know, Shaq's like, man, this clown's trying to extort money from me, blah, blah, blah. He tells Mark. Well, Mark reaches out to Del Dog and says, man, you gotta square your guy away. You know, can you deal with Stutterbox? Tell him to knock this shit off. So Del Dog and the Main Street Crips go and they discipline and threaten Stutterbox. Stutterbox is scared for his life, so he goes running to law enforcement. So law enforcement gets involved in him. Then during that process, he mentions that, you know, he knows something about Biggie's murder. He tells us there's this guy named Cash Jones, who's a big dope dealer.
Woo! Woo! Y'all seeing what's going on, and you hearing it. Urel said, crazy work, right? Facts. This is nasty business going on right here. Nasty business. But Wack just said that the paperwork was fake, but you have Greg Caden right here backing up the paperwork right here, and just mentioned Cash Jones, who is Wack 100. Let's go.
Discipline.
Wack, man. Tired of the shenanigans, man. All this clubhouse with the clubhouse,
when all scared for his life, so he goes running to law enforcement. So law enforcement gets involved in him. Then during that process, he mentions that, you know, he knows something about Biggie's murder. He tells us there's this guy named Cash Jones, who's a big dope dealer for Suge Knight. He's a truck driver. So we're like, oh shit, okay, well, that's interesting. If we can get some leverage like that on Suge, like a Keefy D thing, right? And so we go and start investigating Cash Jones, and we spend months, and it becomes very, very clear he's not doing anything other than working his ass off, pushing his truck, trying to get some magazine off the ground, and you know, he's just hustling. He's certainly not dealing any dope. And so we realize that Stutterbox is just feeding us this bull. In fact, Stutterbox goes so far as to tell us, hey man, this dude's house is loaded with weapons. It's like Beirut in there, you know, he's got all kinds of illegal weapons. So we do a search warrant at the house. This dude's house is loaded with weapons. It's like Beirut in there, you know, he's got all kinds of illegal weapons. So we do a search warrant at the house.
With the right partner to help make your data AI ready, you can unlock value and potential. HPE.
Do you know what apple cider vinegar does to your liver?
Reminded me of Bad Boys.
This one organ
Bad
can
Boys
make a
2
woman's
when
belly big and
Will
stick
was
out.
attempting to go back.
Greg Kading.
Will was attempting to get the information from his snitch, and the snitch was giving him some shaky information, and he came back to the snitch like, yo, what the hell? He was trying to track down the Zopound and all that. Know what I'm saying? So this give me these vibes. Let's go.
Recently revealed something major. The reason Porky's house was raided was because Stutterbox told authorities that the place was full of firearms. And when law enforcement executed that search warrant, they found exactly that. Multiple weapons inside the home. Now forget the story Porky's been telling everyone, that his house was raided because they thought he was living above his means. That was just another lie. The real reason was much more serious. Law enforcement was already looking for leverage, something they could use to pressure Porky into flipping on Marion Knight. And what better way to do that than to catch a convicted felon, already fighting a gun case in Texas with more illegal firearms. Don't overlook this, though. At the exact time the feds were raiding Porky's house, he was being pulled over in his truck, miles away from the scene. That wasn't a coincidence. They didn't want Porky at home during the raid because of the threat he might be armed. So what did they do? The feds set up a fake trucking company to call Porky and book him for a load, intentionally drawing him away from the house. As soon as he hit the road, they raided the property, and not long after, they pulled him over. And they weren't just checking his license and registration. Think about that. The feds had a search warrant specifically targeting guns. They found those guns, and Porky, already a convicted felon, was in the middle of fighting a separate felon in possession case out of Texas. That's not a light situation. That's the kind of pressure that makes people flip. So why would the police just let him go after that? They didn't let him go. They arrested him. This is the reason Detective Michael Coet said that the only one arrested was Cash Jones. So now the question becomes, what did Porky give them in return?
Of course, don't come up with shit. And so eventually we,
All right, so then they come up with nothing. Okay.
contact Cash Jones and Wack, and it's just like, hey man, here's the story. This is why we're here. Kind of fucked up. Sorry. We're being led on by this individual who claims you were doing all these things, and so we're washing our hands.
At Harbor Freight, we're committed to ensuring our tools are expertly engineered and built to last. How?
Okay. So, yeah. So
This
what's
is
going
Democracy
on?
Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report.
So what's happening is Wack 100 has, Greg Caden right there. He's notorious for just manipulating the whole narrative. Notorious. We have seen this time after time in the Tupac case with Greg Caden. Okay. So of course, Greg Caden, which is a handler, one of the handlers for Wack 100, is covering for Wack 100, cleaning up for Wack 100. But we do know that the paperwork is real. Thank you, Greg Caden. You just cleaned it. You attempted to clean it up, but what you did do was confirm that Wack 100 was in fact implicated in the case of the Main Street Crips. He was implicated. In fact, we're not stupid over here. We know what's going on. We know how this goes. You know what I'm saying? So Uriel said, crazy how we be talking about black excellence, black this, black see this, black see that, but we pulling each other down. And Shaq, of all people, they want to bully and extort someone that truly helps our community. I like emphatically 1,000,000,000% agree with your analysis, okay, with what's been going on. And this is why Warzone is out here getting after these type of energies and individuals and putting them on the main street, no point intended, Wack 100, but putting them out on Front Street so our people can see what's going on and the tricks that's being played, not just from above, from a status standpoint, but on the ground level as well. And all of the friends that's around you and the associates that's surrounding you and me is also as well. So we are keeping each other sharp by forging these type of messages and programs, for us to critically analyze. And I truly appreciate you, Uriel. And Uriel's, I really appreciate this comment right here. Make me feel good. Sometimes it's good to make the war zone feel good. It's good sometimes. We'll say awesome live exposing, sir. That's a fact. I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go back and check my lives or check my videos. I have not done any videos about Wack 100 because I have been sitting back, wanting to analyze what is this guy's angle, and I wanted to analyze it from a entertainment standpoint. Okay, what's going on? But then when Wack didn't come in, talking about this one, he got a body, he didn't come in talking like that at first. It was more hip hop predicated and things like that. But then it just started to go left. And I'm like, what's that about? And I just started to sit back and just watch his movements, not get on any videos and attempt to jump on any trending waves and criticize him. I didn't do any videos criticizing him. I'm talking about in the past. Done no videos criticizing Wack 100. And there's a lot of people that jumped on that trend criticizing him, and I see rightly so, and they were on it. They were on it. So shout out to those individuals, those podcasters, those content creators that's out there knowing what's going on and getting ahead of it. Okay, straight up and down. Me, I was just like, listen, all of that he did, he got about it, he got about it. I can't watch that content. I cannot watch that content. Okay, and I cannot sit on Clubhouse, which I was invited to Clubhouse and everything. You had to get invited to Clubhouse. I remember at first to get on Clubhouse, you had to be invited. I was invited at first when it was first like that, when it first was popping, and I was in those rooms with Wack. I'm like, listen, I can't listen to this, man. I'm like, I left Clubhouse like altogether. I'm not. That's not for me. And then I've noticed they started bringing Clubhouse onto the YouTube streets, onto the search engine of the YouTube streets. Okay, so they're bringing that platform onto the YouTube streets, which the YouTube streets is a search engine. So they're bringing that platform on, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, what are they talking? I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. But I'm critically analyzing them now. I'm like, all right. But I'm still not going to jump on that wave until I got to see something tangible, man. And this is it. The paperwork is here. He has ran from the paperwork since the paperwork has dropped, and then totally dismissed the paperwork, saying that the paperwork was fake. When I, with my own ears yesterday, on a live, with my own ears, heard the county clerk for that county that Wack was caught in Texas, and she gave the rundown. I was like, wow. I was really like, wow, for her to, I mean, and it's public information, so they cannot, hold that information back. I was just like, wow, the way she was, when the interviewers asked her about that dismissal of the case, where in the interest of justice, and he was saying that, I mean, I'm just, basically flabbergasted. In the interest of justice, I mean, to you, I mean, is that, what is that to you? Is that like, somebody that's telling, or an informant? And she basically was saying, she basically said, like, yeah, like, what do you, basically, like, what do you think? Or something to that magnitude. I remember her saying, like, yeah, what do you think? Or something like that, or something to that magnitude. But yeah, man, we have the paperwork. It's in. Wack 100 has been planted here. He damn near brought down the whole West Coast. Damn near had information, taken out Tupac, Biggie. I mean, come on, bro. He was involved with all of this stuff, or in or around it. Okay, all of the other legends that is in the West Coast that we haven't even heard about, that he has probably had his hands on. Even Shaq. Look what he's doing with Shaq, y'all. And these are the people that we know about, not the people that we don't know about. Imagine all of the people we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. That's unbelievable. But Wack, he's out of here. He's out of here. He's definitely out of here. Again, about 3 days ago, I was like, I was in the middle. But Layla Brown, I gotta credit Layla. Layla, big supporter. I gotta credit Layla has been on it from day one. Wack is a Ridat. She has been saying it from day one. And I'm like, for sure, Layla? I'm like, you sure? I'm like, word? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to research that for sure. But it's out now. Wack, he has been backpedaling since this paperwork came out, and he has not given a definitive answer since. Well, you know what? Excuse me. Let me run that back. He has given a definitive answer. He called the paperwork fake, but now we have Greg Caden confirming that he was a part of that case, and we have Stutterbox confirming that he was a part of the case. So on audio, we have him talk, Stutterbox himself talking about it. So there's nothing to talk about. And another thing, how do you get caught with 3 big time guns with boxes of ammo for each gun, You are a felon. Your brother is a felon. You get caught crossing state lines and get no time. Excuse me. Hold on. And get a $10,000 bail. And then hold on, get no time, y'all. None. You got people out here doing you got people out here doing 1 to 3s, 5 to 10s for getting caught with, like a two dimes or 20 or caught with an eighth or something, something small, and they're doing all of this time. You know what I'm saying? This dude getting caught with damn near a tenth of a military arsenal or a third or something, damn near a third, and he gets no time. And then how does this guy has said, sat back and said, you know what? I'm going to take the information that I can get from the FIDEDs and I'm going to use that as leverage on the internet. So you came to the internet and was like, I got the paperwork on him. I got the paperwork. I got the paperwork. I remember me saying to myself, how does dude keep getting paperwork on people? Who runs around saying, like, you know what? I'm going to go get the paperwork. Who, where, and how? How are you? What? Okay, now we know how you, okay. Sometimes, he'd be saying, oh, yeah. Oh, listen, stupid. I got the paperwork from such and such, or he went to the county clerk, or da-da-da-da, right? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And they just did it to you. And that is too funny. And they just did it to you. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And you online trying to trick my babies? Trying to trick my babies? Like you somebody? Like you somebody? Like you somebody? Like you somebody? Getting up on getting up on these platforms, Wack 100, Academics, Adam 22, Vlad TV, y'all getting up there talking about y'all king of podcasting, of hip hopping. What? A bunch of riddats? A bunch of riddats. Academics said that he would tell. Academics said that he would tell. I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian. You a civilian talking about gang shit? About gang warfare? About real bodies in the street? How are you a civilian? No, we're gonna have to stop change. You are not a civilian. You are green lighted to be touched. You're not a civilian act. You know why you're not a civilian? Because you are truly indulging in street politics to where it is really affecting people, and people are really losing their lives. We've seen that in Chirac. It's a difference. It's a difference. Nah, you people out here on some y'all on some devil stuff, bro. Nah, bro. We see the tricks. We tired of that, bro. We here to clear that all out. We not with none of that no more, bro. We not with none of that no more, bro. Yo, I'm gonna be on tomorrow. Come holler at your boy. I'm gonna be on tomorrow at 7. You already know. So Dominique Mayweather said, I talked to dog. He said, Wack. He said, Wack. He said, Rap 100 voice. He said, Rat 100 voice. I like that name. Rat 100 voice. He said, I talked to dog. Who you talk to, Dominic? Dominic Mayweather. Who you talk to, my dog? He said, I talked to, who you talk to, the Wack? Yo, but that's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's out of here. We have the paperwork. There is no, I cannot wait to see. I'm going to be, you know what? And I don't normally do this, but I am going to be looking for Wack 100's content, right? Because now I'm going to actively go, because I don't normally go and say, hey, let me go see what's going on with Wack. Normally the content of Wack just pops up out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, you what? Paperwork? What? Let me see what's going on with this. Hold up. I click on it. I'm like, what? bodies start to get hot. Like, yo, this dude over here faking for real. You know, that again, real people, real ones are gonna start putting these dudes out of here. You know, again, putting them out of here online. I'm talking about getting them up out of here. And when you see them in the streets, it's okay. You know, it's not, you know, hey, a little jab to the, you know what I mean, to the gut, little, you know what I mean, a little left hook to the jaw, you know what I'm saying, a little jawbone, you know, hey, it's nothing wrong with that, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people want to escalate it, take it to the warfare, take it to the get dones and all that, but you know what I'm saying? A lot is going to change. It's going, we're going to get ahead of this now. We see what's going on, and these people got to get, they got to go. You know, they got to go. Academics, he got to go. You know, he's not a civilian. Academics is not a civilian. Academics is not a civilian. You are indulging in the street politics and stepping back like, did I do that? Nah, yeah, you did that. You did that. Nah, you can't do that. Have have the babies of our FBAers and our people up in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? You know, nah, we're not gonna do that. You're coercing them off a cliff. You know, you're not gonna do that. You're putting them against each other on these platforms. You're not doing that. Then you have Adam 22 jumping in. I'm glad that the force is taking y'all all up out of here. It's taking you all up out of here. I love it. It's taking you all up out of here. Mav Hoffa, out of here. Look what just happened to Mav Hoffa, y'all. Out of here. It's taking these lames up out of. Get these lames up out of here, who we would normally back straight smack, and they wouldn't even do nothing. A lot of you think that these men, I've seen it so many times. I done seen it. I done felt it. You slap these men, they won't do nothing. They won't. A lot of them. A lot of them. This is not talk, but a lot of the men know that. A lot of the men know that. Okay? All right? A lot of the women don't know that because they just don't know it because they get slapped in jail and behind the wall or something like that, things like that. So you don't know a lot of things. And then if you hear it when it come into the streets, you know, to you it's like hearsay, and your baby father or your boyfriend or your husband, you know, he's just going to deny it. But he was getting slapped up. All right? This what be going on, bro. Know what I'm saying? This what be going on. This is what be going on. These are facts. These are facts. Dominique Mayweather said, that's his favorite line. Oh, okay. Yeah, I talk the dog. Yeah. Oh, now I get it. Yeah, Dominique. Yeah. I talk the dog. Damn, nigga, how many? He know everybody, right? Everybody. And again, I was not sitting back hating on this dude. I'm like, okay, dude. And the way I was looking at it before, I was like, you know, he's connected. Okay, that's what's up. I'm like, damn, you know him too. I'm like, damn, okay. I'm like, but and then they was bringing up all these situations. Like, so say some viral moment happens, something happens with one of these celebrities or something. I'm like, okay, all right. Wack, here come Wack 100. I'm like, he got the tapes on him. He got the info. I'm like, how do you don't even mess with how I'm saying to myself, like, okay, I remember he did it like 4 times. Okay, 4 times, 4 celebrities, 4 different celebrities that don't like mess with each other in the public's eye, at least. And then it kept going and going. I'm like, yo, how all the way up to right now, 2025? How, Wack? You on the West Coast? How you what, the West Coast is not like all of hip hop. How are you like reaching your arms all? How do you know about all of this stuff? And you knowing about business going on in New York City? You be like, yo, I be knowing. Yeah, I know. I heard them arguing on Clubhouse. I wasn't on Clubhouse. Again, Clubhouse was being shared on YouTube, and you know, it was probably Getty Radio. I heard it. And they Wack 100. Yeah, you know, I know people out in he arguing with dudes in New York. Dudes in New York, like, yo, nigga, what are you talking about? You don't know nobody. Or act like, yo, I was just out there, stupid. Da 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 da. This is at the time when he was cool with Jim Jones and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is crazy business. But you know, but Wack has okay, Wack. You know, one person. You know how big New York is, bro. Do you know, bruh? Do you not, bruh? Do you know how big it is, bro? It's big, bro. I mean, huge. I mean, huge. Okay? Okay? You talking about, 1 or 2 or 3 or even 20 dudes, bro. That's like, what do you mean, bro? That's one little, that's one little bits of information that you have, bro. That's like a little pebble on 5 beaches. That's a pebble. That's like knowing one pebble on 5 beaches, dog. That's like what that is, dog. Straight up, bro. One pebble of a grain of sand on one beach, but you have all these other pebbles on 5 beaches, bro. You don't know all of that information out there. What are you talking about, bro? So I'm like, what is this guy talking about? I started to think in my head, like, as he was talking, slowly but surely, I'm like, is this guy out here attempting to fake us? Because this is what the war zone is about. This is why the minister war zone be on here. I'm like, hold on, is this guy attempting to fake my people out, bro? Is he the enemy? Is he the op? Yeah, he is the enemy. He's the enemy. And now it's clear. This guy is the enemy. He's the op. He's for sure the op. Adam 22. You have Brick Baby. Brick Baby just been exposed also. These guys are Riddats. Loose cannon, Riddat. Straight Riddat. Clown. You got to be kidding me, man. Got people looking at this Cridap. But again, a lot of the people that were looking at it were duped and they didn't really understand, and they were allured by the so-called alpha projections of Wack, which was none more than a facade, and it's a hot air balloon for the people, because you can do it but so much. If we start to put our sights on you, we like, hold on, we scan you and we do our real homework, boy. Well, we gonna find out, boy. The streets gonna find out, dog. We gonna get your report card, dog. They're going to get your report card in the streets, dog. They're gonna get that. They're going to do that. See, what's going on is a lot of the real dogs, a lot of my real dogs from all over, all counties and all walks of life, a lot of my real dogs in the struggle and a lot of my real dogs on the streets have not been on the internet. I have been saying this for so long. We on the street, we on these hip hop streets now. We on these YouTube streets now. Okay? We on these online streets now. Okay? Okay? So you're not going to just be saying anything now, and you think somebody ain't going to go and pull your paperwork. pull your report card. Yeah. Snatch those so-called stripes that you got on you. You don't got no stripes. You out of here. Wack. And I'm like, there's no way you running around giving out all this information on everybody and nobody is touching you? Who are you? You think like, who are you? Nobody even trying? Like, my thing is, okay, but nobody even trying you? Like, on no level? You got to be the kidnaps. You got to be the kidnaps. Dudes that's messing around with you, that's getting in the war with you, and they don't have the platforms and all of that to really spread what's going on. They know you the kidnaps. They know. Now I know. I'm like, how is this guy? He ain't really even get touched. And then when I seen you crinkle up like an onion ring, when you went and approached Big Homie CC, you and Loose Cannon sitting over there looking like stubs to a giant tree, and you looked like you shriveled up like a shrimp. You did, Wack. You did, Wack. You was talking all of this gangster that, and then when you got in front of Big Homie CC, I saw a different man, Wack. I did. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I did. I'm sorry, man. Loose Cannon, I saw a different man, Loose Cannon. I'm sorry, bro. And Big Homie CC, he did say that he felt the police presence, and I understand that also. Now I see it. Now I really understand it. Yeah, but at the same time, Wack 100 did not want to act out and get jammed up, even though he was working with the boys. I'm talking about Wack working with the boys. Wack didn't want to stall off on Big Homie CC and get tossed over the damn chandelier, bro. He didn't want that, bro. He didn't want that work from Big Homie CC, bro. Know what I'm saying? Now, Wack 100, He might could throw his hands and all that. He might could throw his hands. You know what I'm saying? He might could throw his hands. You don't underestimate somebody that can throw their hands, that know how to throw their hands, and got the heart though. You gotta have the heart though. You can know how to beat that bag up all day long, smacking them past, get in the ring and get dropped. We all know that. Real ones know that. Real boxers know that. We don't care about none of that. When they do that, Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather. You are not Floyd Mayweather. Don't be all these dudes. They be over there hitting the pads like this to get in the ring and get dropped. That's what be happening. I'm not talking. That's what be happening. A lot of you don't be seeing fights. I do. That's what be happening. I'm talking about in the ring, organized, professional. All right? That's what be happening. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we already know what's going on. We already know. Let me hit the chat. We already know what's going on with Wack 100. It's a wrap. It's official. It's a wrap now. It's a wrap. So Layla said, I know city folks talk. Wack like get a drop. Get a drop, war zone. So it's like Wack like get a drop. Yo, know what I'm saying? Ron, let me see. Ron Berg said the name Rat, right. The name Rat 100 is diabolical. Yo. And guess what? And the YouTube, these streets are undefeated, bro. Bro. Once you did something wrong to our people, to us, we feel wronged, bro. We do. We don't like that, man. We really don't like that, man. We really want to reach out and just expel you, just give you a smack. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, we don't want to hurt you. Real ones don't want to see you leave the earth. Real ones want to see you here, see us rise. We want you to see us rise. We want to whip your tail one day. One of these days to get the win, whip your tail, get that battle win. But from there, we don't want you to leave the earth because we're not scared, because we see you tomorrow. We're going to whip you again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. See, a lot of them are scared. They don't want to do it again. They scared. They scared, y'all. And a lot of these fights, they're not premeditated. So, a lot of times they don't even be having time to be scared. It just happens. It just go down. They don't be even having time to be scared a lot of times because it just happened. The fight just popped off. They just got popped on pop. But a premeditated fight? Listen, you got to fight a month from today, a month from tonight. You have to fight a capable body around your weight that has a track record of knocking people out. Oh, yes, you're going to have to fight that person. Yeah. That's a different mindset person. That's a warrior. That's a warrior. That's a warrior. Warrior. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? But that was diabolical right there. Ron, that was diabolical. Dominic says Chi-Town business, ATL business, Memphis business, Texas business. Let's go. Facts. Know what I'm saying? And again, we are standing up. We exposing what needs to be exposed and needs to be out there because Wack, was exposing everybody else. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Know what I'm saying? I know Wack Ops is sitting back chugging right now. Jay Prince and all of them. Jay Prince is I know he is chugging right now. Jay Prince Jr. I know they are chugging. I know, all his ops. I know Jim Jones. Jim Jones is, they are feeling this right now. He was just calling Jim Jones and Ridat and all that. You know what I'm saying? I know they are. Listen, I'm not on none of them. I'm not on any of their side with any of that. But I'm just saying, I know they are feeling this. Wack's not getting out of this. People are gonna be on this every day. Nah, Wack, it ain't gonna be no. The new viral news. Oh yeah, Diddy and Wack. We don't hear nothing you got to say about Diddy. We don't hear nothing you got to say about Jay-Z. We don't hear nothing you got to say about the new hot trending topic. We don't care. We want to hear about what's up with that C2 back. What's up with that, nigga? Nigga, what's up with that, Holmes? What's good, dog? Come on, bro. You out here talking this gangster. Come on, bro. Over talking people when they're coming with poignant points. Come on, bro. Nah, we got the tangible work, and you gonna call that fake? Oh, and then Greg Caden messed you up by attempting to clean you up, but messed you up because he did put you and implicate you with the whole ordeal of setting up Shaq and in the paperwork with the Main Street Crips, man. Stutter Box confirmed it. You are a Redat. That's it, bro. That's it, bro. You get your crib get raided. You don't get locked up. Know what I'm saying? I don't know why Stutterbox would say that you had all of these weapons up in there and the Fideds go and raid your joint and you don't got nothing up in there. That's kind of unlike the feds, bro. You know what I'm saying? They kind of do their due diligence a lot better than that, bro. You know, no, seriously, bro. That's kind of like, you could kind of sometimes get the state, the states and the detectives, they'll kind of go off of janky information and they'll just run up in your crib and all of that, illegally, knowing you don't got the paper to pay your attorney and all that, pay a good attorney to fight that illegal search and seizure and everything. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but the feds raided your joint and your joint was squeaky clean, right? According to Greg Caden. You know what I'm saying? The same guy who made up the whole Tupac story and the whole Keefe D and the whole gang warfare story, regarding Tupac, which we now know was a lie because Suge Knight, which was the only living witness to the whole Tupac ordeal, said that it was death row employees, which that X's out Orlando Anderson, that X's out Keefe D, that X's out Dre and the other guy that was in there. Okay, period. It X's them out. So Greg Caden basically lied about that. Okay, just like you just lied about Wack 100 being squeaky clean after the feds raided him off of a witness that just said that, nah, bro, they don't even move like that. They don't even so you're gonna raid y'all, you're gonna risk being sued, feds? You're gonna risk being sued, feds. You're gonna risk being sued, knowing Wack 100 is on that level that he is playing with some paper that he can sue you. So you're gonna run up in his joint and risk being sued? You're gonna run up in his joint just because somebody said he got some joint. So you got no proof, and you just ran up in his joint, huh? That don't even make sense. Do that make sense? Do me a favor, smack that like button. That's crazy, bro. Crazy business, bro. Layla says, speak for yourself. I want to try these niggas for treason. Try them for real. Because this right here is the war zone court. We are court-martialing these dudes. Know what I'm saying? This is the military tribunal for these dudes, bro. This is what this is what the war zone is here for right here. All right? These dudes, we put you, if you enter this war zone, if I put one of these dudes and we are talking about these dudes, they are on the tribunal. We are getting these dudes out of here. And I'm not figuratively speaking. We are on an active mission to make sure that we are getting these dudes out of here. So and also by you helping by contributing, by commenting, and also liking this video because it needs to hit that algorithm. We need to share this video and get it out to the public that Rat 100 is in fact that a Redat. Okay, Rat 100 he's a Redat. Okay, that's a fact. That's a fact. Know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section below, man. I appreciate you all, Layla, all of y'all, Dominique, Ron, all of y'all. Know what I'm saying? You raw. I appreciate y'all. And I'll be on tomorrow at 7. come on out and jump on the boat with me. I love y'all all, except for the ones you know I don't.